This study group was created by and for students pursuing a BCBA, BCABA certification. None of the members are BCBA, BCABA at this time. The discussion, collaboration, questions, and suggestions during this meeting are meant to help all members have a better understanding of the BACB 4th edition task list concepts. However, the team leader we are all students and are responsible for verifying the accuracy of the information provided during this meeting. It's for our own understanding to successfully prepare for the BCBA exam. It must be known that as students in the field of ABA, we must act in a professional and ethical manner at all times. So we're not going to go over any questions that are on actual mock exams or paid resources. We're not going to go over any client information. And if we're going to go over open resources, we need to give credit to the author. So for this specific meeting, I wanted to first make sure I emphasize what we were going over yesterday in the chat. That Study ABA package that Marquez, I want to give a big thanks to him or to her. Make sure that I give a big thanks because that's a great deal. And we're only missing one person for the February test group and 2 people for the May test group. I wanted to make sure that everyone knows that if we're gonna make these groups, I think it's best if we commit to it. And by doing that, we can meet weekly, we can go over the questions, because this is specifically a package that's for groups. So I was thinking of making like weekly Zoom meetings to go over what we got wrong and why we got it wrong and all of that. So if you are interested and you want to be part of either of the groups, either private message Marquez for the February group or private message me, Damie, for the May group. And the website is down here, Study ABA. I have it up so you guys can see. So it says it's $500. But it's for 5 people. It's right here. And then it gives you not 180 days. It gives you unlimited access to 2 mock exams. So you can basically get like a baseline and then go over it at the end. But meanwhile, between the baseline and the other exam, you have time to discuss everything that you guys got wrong, and you can share it with your BCBA, you can share it with the group members, and go over everything together before you take the final one. It does not have a money back guarantee because it's a group deal. But I think it's great. I think it's great, and I think that the best part is that we can go over it together. So if you are interested, just private message me or Marquez if you're interested in the February group. All right, then next we're going to, for this specific meeting, since we went over everything on task list B, I wanted to see if I went over the Cooper questions for those 2 chapters. It's chapter 8 and chapter 9. So if you guys want to open your books, I don't know if you guys have the book Cooper. Chapter 8 and chapter 9. I'm going to open, I have it here, the quiz, and then we can break down the questions. So I don't know if you guys want to just unmute your mics and then don't just guess. If you have an answer, just give us an explanation as to why that's your answer, and if you don't, let's look for it in the book. It's chapter 8. So the first question is, all things being equal, an experiment that incorporates blank reversal presents a more convincing and compelling demonstration of experimental control than an experiment with blank reversal. So the choices are multiple, 1, 1, 4, several, multiple, 5, 7.
I would say it's the first answer.
multiple, and one?
Mhm.
I don't know how to access my chat box.
No one has said anything.
No, okay, there you go. Does everyone agree with that, or?
Yeah.
Some people say they can't hear me. Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, me too.
Make sure they dialed in with the audio.
Right. Make sure you have the audio on. Let me type it. All right, I'm gonna go with multiple one. Do you want to give a quick explanation why you chose that, or it doesn't have to be thorough, just.
Just the more replications, the more functional control shown, or experimental control.
Okay.
More convincing and more reliable.
Okay. All right, number 2, which of the following is considered to be a reason for using BAB design instead of ABAB design? That one's pretty easy.
Yeah, the last one.
Yep.
This design is considered the most straightforward and generally most powerful within subject design for demonstrating a functional relationship.
I think it's B.
You say it's B?
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
Just because it's just most straightforward.
I would say D.
I agree with D.
Let's find out why.
In the past, the big ABA exam, it said multiple baseline design does not show functional relation.
Oh, okay.
That's what it says there? Okay.
Yeah. It says that it has to have like a withdrawal in order to prove it.
Yeah. Look, B is, I think, yeah, you're right.
All right, I put that down. Let's move on. For most investigations, it is suggested that you only change blank variables at a time.
1.
Does everyone agree with 1?
Yes.
Is that a yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. All right, next one. Blank control conditions might be used as a variation of the reversal design when it is not possible or when it is deemed inappropriate to completely eliminate an event or activity as a reinforcer. This one's hard.
I have no idea.
So let's break down the question. It's asking which condition is going to be used as a variation of reversal design. So let's look for reversal on chapter 8.
If I had to guess, I would say non-contingent reinforcement.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
We can non-contingent. I have someone else that wrote non-contingent too. Any of you have an explanation on why?
It's on the page, bottom of page 182 and 183.
And Cooper?
Yep.
All right, let's go with non-contingent. All right, this experiment tactic entails repeated measures of behavior in a given setting that require at least 3 consecutive phases: baseline, introduction of the independent variable, and a return to baseline.
ABA reversal design.
All right. I would say the same.
I agree.
Is everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, blank means that a level of behavior observed in an earlier phase cannot be reproduced even though experimental condition returns to pre-intervention conditions.
Irreversibility.
Yeah.
All right, I have 4, irreversibility. Does everyone agree?
Yes.
This design is predicted on the behavioral principle of stimulus discrimination and allows for the comparison of 2 or more different treatments.
Alternating treatment design.
B.
It's really the only one that allows more than one treatment. Wouldn't multiple baseline also, no, that's behaviors, but not treatments.
Right. Setting behaviors and participants.
Right, but not treatments. Okay. An investigator who blank turns the target behavior on and off by presenting and withdrawing a specific variable makes a clear and convincing demonstration of experimental control. Oop. Did I lose everything? Oh man. I don't know what happened. Does everybody remember the answers? I lost that. It was multiple in one. Irreversibility.
No. Can you go back up to 2?
I'm sorry?
2 we put when it's already in place.
2, we put what?
When it was already in place.
Unlimited?
No, when treatment is already in place, the last one.
Oh, okay. I have no idea what happened. 1. Non-contingent. ABA reversibility. Alternating treatment. Right here. All right, so does
Let's say
anybody know?
reliably.
I was gonna say the same, but I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Yeah, I was thinking either A or D.
A or D?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody else have any ideas? I have someone else that says reliable. Right.
Okay, yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
reliable. Okay. This term is used to describe the effects on a subject's behavior in a given condition that may be a result of the subject's experience with a prior condition.
Sequence effects.
Yeah.
What does everyone think?
Yeah, I
Sequence?
think sequence. Yeah, I guess.
All right, so now I'm gonna press the submit button, and then what we can do is we can go over the ones we got wrong. Let's see. Wow, nice guys.
Good.
Very good. All right, so I guess we have time to go over the other one, the other chapter, since we did so well.
We're ready.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I just wanted to make sure because that's why I wanted to go over this, since we already went through the whole week on the task list B. So I figure we just ask questions. It was by request, so I had a lot of people say that they prefer some questions, and then in the beginning of the week go over the whole task list, and then at the end of the week questions. So.
Perfect.
All right, number 1, this is chapter 9. Simultaneous measurement of 2 or more behaviors of a single participant describes which type of experimental design?
C.
Across behaviors.
C.
A.
Yeah, it's behavior. It's B, yeah.
Across behaviors, because it says 2 or more behaviors, so.
Right.
All right. In a multiple baseline design, the functional relationship between the independent variable and the change in the subject's behavior is determined by systematic introduction and withdrawal across phases, observation of unchanged behaviors in others' tiers, observation of behavior change in the treated tier, replication of behavior change with each new criterion.
C. It could be B though.
I agree with C.
You want to go with C?
Yeah.
Which experimental design is most appropriate for evaluating the effect of video modeling on the acquisition of the skills for preparing a meal by adults with developmental disabilities? Would it be changing criteria?
I think so.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree?
Mhm.
All right. All of the following are appropriate situations to use a delayed multiple baseline except
I think D.
I'm driving, and so I'm having a hard time reading all the questions, but my best guess is answer D.
Yeah, me too.
okay.
I would think that would be the only one.
The only one that doesn't fit
The
in.
only, well, it's definitely an appropriate reason to use that.
So remember, this is except.
It's an accept question, yes. I don't think that's the answer.
Yeah, D is definitely appropriate situation.
So it's not D?
I don't think it's D.
I thought it wasn't D. Because some people are saying it is D, but I thought it wasn't. Because
It's
Yeah, that's what I thought.
you do use the delayed one if they come in late to the study.
right, you could, well, that's what I think, that you could use it.
Yeah. So it has to be A through C, one of those.
Is there any reason why some think that it's D? Remember, in multiple baseline, where the baseline is delayed. So if someone comes later on in the study, we can continue the study. All right.
Between A and B.
I would say A, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Can you reverse on a multiple baseline?
Not unless it's a compound.
A combination.
Yeah, combination or
Probably.
compound design. Yeah, I think it might be A.
A, maybe.
A.
Yeah.
Right. All of the following are advantages of the multiple baseline design except
D maybe.
Maybe B or D.
it's
My
asking.
guess is B.
Yeah, I see that it's very similar to the other question where it's asking about withdrawal in a multiple baseline. Wouldn't it be B?
Yeah, I feel like it's B.
Why is it, I think someone said that it takes less time to implement.
Well, I don't think it's B because you don't want to always withdraw. So it could be used for behavior like a learning one. So that would be an advantage of it. Like a successful intervention would not be removed.
Oh, yeah.
So I read it differently, or I understood it differently.
What is that, guys? Mimics common practice. I think you might be right.
Withdrawing a successful intervention is not always a good thing.
What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Takes less time to implement or lack of treatment withdrawal? It's true what she's saying. You got to look at advantages.
Mm-hmm.
They're confusing you
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to mess you up.
Yeah.
because of the accept. It's an accept question, but they're asking you advantages. So lack of treatment takes time, less time to implement.
Yeah, maybe D.
All right. All of the following are limitations of the multiple baseline design except.
All the except question.
I love accept questions. Awesome. Pick your brain.
Mm-hmm.
C.
Yeah. Which one is the one that needs the repertoire? Is it
Changing criterion.
criteria,
Good.
right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When an intervention that is known to be effective is withheld from a subject of the purpose of achieving a multiple baseline design, this presents an challenge for researchers.
Ethical.
Yeah.
All right. Move on. I only have 8 minutes left in the meeting, so we only have 3 questions left. So I think that's good. One method of addressing the practical concern of costly measurement when using a multiple baseline design across settings is to blank.
Maybe C.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking that too.
I have a few people in the chat box say C.
I agree.
Someone said B.
But isn't it the more the data point is better in doing
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I agree. I think the more data you have for baseline, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. C, we agree C?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 9. When a subject's behavior changes each time a new criterion is introduced, this is an example of when a new criterion is introduced.
Maybe
Replication,
D.
maybe.
Maybe D. Oh, replication.
It might be completely wrong.
No changes.
Someone's saying D on the chat.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's D.
I would say D, just because it's saying that the behavior only changes with a new criterion.
Yeah, it's not the same thing, right? Then it will
Not
be
the same thing.
replicated.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
it's the same thing replicating. Every time the criterion comes, it happens again and again and again.
Yeah, I would say C, but I'm not sure.
That could be C. Then.
I also thought C.
See? Okay. Yeah, because at first I thought that this was trying to trick us, but it's right that whenever the criterion comes, it repeats itself. So replication. Okay. Which of the following is not a design factor to be considered when using a changing criterion design? So here it says is not. Make sure you have that in.
It's verification of behavior change.
I have someone else here say D. Does everybody agree? Verification of behavior change.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, what did we get on this? Well, we got 70. Not 100 like last time, but this one was more tricky, definitely. All right. So for 2, it says observation of unchanged behaviors in other tiers. So it was the other one.
Yeah, I was between those two answers.
Oh, look, this one's interesting. This one says multiple probe. I thought this one was definitely changing criterion.
Unless they're watching the video on their own time and then before you begin, you're seeing how much they learned from the video. I don't know. I didn't get that either.
Does anybody know why it would be multiple probe and not changing criterion? I really doubt Cooper would be wrong, but I wish it had like a thorough explanation. Because this just says it's a method.
Yeah. Did you read? If you read the explanation, it makes sense.
Okay. The method of analyzing the relation between an independent variable and the acquisition of a chain sequence successive approximation.
Yeah, that's why, I guess.
Okay. All right, then we got, I think that's the last one we got wrong. This one was reversal design. It's too challenging to implement. We put, this is an accept question.
That's one of the ones we struggled on.
Yeah.
So here it says, there are 3 situations in which a delayed multiple baseline is appropriate. A reversal design is no longer desirable or possible. B, limited resources preclude full-scale multiple baseline design. And C, new behavior settings or subjects become available. All right, guys, I have less than 1 minute, but I had a great time with you guys. Thank you so much for attending the group. Next week, we're going to do section J. So, and I heard that that one's a very difficult section, but we're going to go over section J.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time and setting this up.
No, take care. Thank you so much for participating. Bye.
Bye.